Hey everyone, welcome back. It is Tuesday, and that means we are lunching. I am Dawn Morris. I am the Chief Training Officer for the World Class Training Institute, where our mission is to be recognized as the number one provider of training designed to help organizations improve their greatest asset, which is human capital. And we do that through the delivery of our leadership and professional development training programs. As a part of our commitment to that mission, every Tuesday, we are going to be lunching, where we are going to be sharing with you certain tools that are going to help you in your team's human skill muscle. So make sure that you subscribe to our notified every time we have another valuable resources uploaded just for you. All right, so go ahead and subscribe now if you have not. And today we are in the last of our three-part series. It's reaping season. So our first one, we talked about data collection. Our second one, we talked about how to draft a performance review. And this week, we are going to be focusing on the conversation. So it's called Let's Talk About It. So as you are ready to have your conversation with your employees, there are a few critical things that you want to keep in mind. The first one is, as a leader, make sure that you have cleared your schedule and your time for that person. Maybe even take them off site to have the conversation if you can. Well, I guess if you're in the office. If you're not in the office, I guess you're just going to have a virtual conversation. But set the environment so that it's relaxing, however you're able to do that. Second thing is no distractions. Cell phone, any other meetings, any other people coming to speak to you should be eliminated during this time, because this is that person's moment with you, one-on-one, to find out how they've done for that year. So make sure that it's a special time, and it's a time that you stay where you are free of distraction. Second thing that you want to do for you and your employee during the review time is you want to remember that this is a conversation. You will have a document either in front of you or on your computer that you'll be referencing, and they'll have the document as well, or they should at least. But that should not be the thing that you rely on as you are speaking to how that person has done throughout the year. So you want to have some certain points that you are going to reference and maybe look down, and so that you can talk through them. But generally, you are in conversation and dialogue mode. I might even suggest to you that before you get into the review components, that you just have general conversation with them and ask them how they felt about the year and what things went well for them and what things do they think that they could have improved on. So then you'll have in your head if you guys are in alignment and be able to shape your conversation accordingly. The third thing that you want to keep in mind during the review time is that there are going to probably be some points that you don't agree on. As the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People says, what do you do with an argument? Don't. So make sure that you stay away from any combative conversations during the review. There are going to be things that you do not agree on. So come up with, in that moment, a game plan for how you guys can realign in the next year. If it's additional meetings that you all can have, if it's development that needs to take place where you think the person is deficient in a certain area, then hey, say, why don't we talk about how we can send you somewhere so that you can be better in this area next year? Or you know what? Take a moment, think about it. Let's come back and talk about this one later. So that way you stay away from being in a combative mode and you're still more in a collaborative mode, which is the purpose of coming to the table in this conversation. And so the fourth thing that you want to make sure that you do is have the sign-off period of the review be just that. So let them know that we do have to have a sign-off so that we can acknowledge this conversation took place. If you'd like to place any notes at the end, you're free to do that. And then the review is closed. If they say there are certain things that they don't agree with, let them know, hey, you know what? Your signature is not an acknowledgement or an acceptance of things that you disagree with. And that's your opportunity in the notes to write that piece. It is more just saying, you and I had the conversation and you agree we've had it, and you're letting human resources know that, yes, we have had the review conversation. So let your employees know that if there are some things that they disagree with, they have an opportunity to write notes on that. And the sign off does not mean that they're saying, yes, I agree with all of the contents therein, if there are pieces that they do not. So those are the things that I want you guys to keep in mind as you are heading into having the review conversation. First of all, eliminate any distractions. Make sure that you do not have anything that's standing in the way of you and that employee. Number two, make sure that it is conversational. Even though you have the document, do not rely on the document, rely more on the conversation. Third thing, avoid any combative conversation. We may not agree. Let's either move forward. Let's talk about how we're going to recalibrate for the next year so that we don't have this disconnect in a certain area. And then finally, make sure that you get them to sign off, understanding that it's an acknowledgement, not necessarily an acceptance of all of the components contained therein. So have a great review season. If it's not review time, keep this video so that you can refer to it when you're going into that mode. So you'll be ready to talk about your review. Again, make sure that you subscribe to the World Class Training Institute channel for all of your leadership development training tidbits, and we can come to your organization and do a full training for all of your leaders. So be sure to contact us at worldclasstraining.net to schedule your appointment, or call us at 615-716-9990. That's 615-716-9990. Have a great lunch. Have a great rest of the day, and we will see you guys next week. Bye.
I get to push myself to victory.